Hello, Craig Birch here for Tungsten Tales with your around the board weekly darts bulletin. Plenty of action to discuss, plenty of results to discuss, and plenty of developments to discuss in both the Professional Darts Corporation and the British Darts Organisation from over the past few days. The PDC have been very busy indeed over the past 7 days since we last spoke. A rare Premier League doubleheader, both in Rotterdam away from home, is produced a lot of interesting results and has really made the Premier League table interesting going into the final 4 dates now, of which there is Manchester on Thursday, then it's Birmingham, then it's Aberdeen, and then the all-important playoffs at the O2 Arena in London will decide who the 2018 Premier League champion will be. And there's been plenty of developments on that score as well. Rotterdam had some fantastic darts played, some real good performances from all of the main players involved as well, and Raymond van Barneveld did very well. We were talking last week on this very programme about how Raymond van Barneveld pretty much dead and buried in the Premier League and looked like he was just waiting for elimination, but returning home ahead of his birthday to his home crowd, he certainly did very, very well over the course of these few days. Started with that victory over Simon Whitlock, that 7-3 victory over Simon Whitlock, which breathed life into his Premier League campaign, and then saved the best till last on night number 2 of last week. They played Wednesday and Thursday in Rotterdam. He beat his countryman Michael van Gerwen, and Rotterdam certainly loved seeing Barney in action, and those points I wouldn't say put him back in the hunt, we'll talk more about that later, but certainly keep him going in the Premier League as well. Gary Anderson is now second in the PDC Premier League as well. He played some fantastic darts. He had 3 games to play with over the 2 nights in Rotterdam. He began with a 7-2 victory over his mate Michael Smith. What an average as well, the highest in the Premier League so far in 2018. 110.83 average for Gary Anderson, and it proved to be just the beginning. There was all sorts of Gary Anderson beginning on 9 darts. He got a 170 finish as well, and he certainly played some fantastic darts, and who knows where this could take him. Let's look at some of the results as well. Rob Cross 7, Darryl Gurney 4. Rob Cross, he would draw the following evening, but Rob Cross is certainly in the playoff hunt as well. As we discussed with Van Barneveld as well. Peter Wright as well. Peter Wright, it was a miserable week for Michael van Gerwen considering he was back home, 2 Premier League games to play in, and it was the start of a bad run for him over those 2 days. We lost 7-5 to Peter Wright as well, and Gary Anderson playing the 2 games on the first night in Rotterdam, beat Rob Cross 7-3 as well. Rob also playing those 2 games and didn't really get a chance to capitalise as well. Night 2, Gary Anderson began on this particular evening, 7-3 win over Darryl Gurney, 109.73 average on that particular night, and 6 points from those 3 games for Gary Anderson certainly proved to make all the difference as well. Michael Smith rebounded with that 7-1 victory over Simon Whitlock. Simon Whitlock's losing games at a regular rate now, and his playoff hopes look pretty slim at this stage as well. And it was a draw between Rob Cross and Peter Wright, 6-all. And then of course it was Barney and MVG, and that was a great game to finish tonight, and a great evening, one that Raymond van Barneveld won't forget, and made a very nice early birthday present for him as well. And of course Darryl Gurney 7, Simon Whitlock won as well. So Simon Whitlock couldn't really capitalise. He had the same sort of amount of games as Gary Anderson to make an impact over the 2 nights in Rotterdam, and he couldn't do it, I'm afraid. So obviously now Premier League back in England, back in Manchester. Lots of good games to look forward to this week. Lots of important games for the makeup of the Premier League table as well. Peter Wright, Michael Smith. Both Michael Smith and Michael van Gerwen have their games in hand this Thursday as well, so they'll both play twice, and Smith has now slipped to 4th in the Premier League table, but he can make up ground on Cross and Anderson with that extra game, so he certainly needs to be firing on all cylinders on Thursday. But he'll start against Peter Wright, by no means an easy task there. Peter adds to the playoff picture at the moment, but he won't give up until it's mathematically impossible, and he'll certainly give Michael Smith a game. I would say that's almost certainly sure. Darryl Gurney versus Michael van Gerwen. Again, Michael van Gerwen has an extra game on Thursday to sort this. He's only a point clear now. At the top of the Premier League is Michael van Gerwen, and he'll be expected to win against Darryl van Gurney and keep up the pace as well. Raymond van Barneveld, he'll try and continue that great run of form from last week against the world champion Rob Cross. Simon Whitlock will look to turn around what's been some shady Premier League form just lately against the on-fire Gary Anderson, and what a game in hand. They've both got a game in hand, they both can't win it. It's Michael Smith versus Michael van Gerwen. It would have been 1st versus 2nd until the last run of fixtures, but it's now 1st versus 4th, and Smith has ground to make up, and Van Gerwen wants to pull as far clear at the top of the Premier League table as he possibly can as well. So it's all getting interesting now, but I mean, just looking at the points tally here a little bit as well. Daryl Gurney sits just outside the playoff place as well. He's 3 points adrift. Raven lined up right. Whitlock, they've all played 13 games as well, so no one's really going to have a game in hand. It does look like the table should be around about the way it is now, but there's still plenty of darts to be played. Obviously those dates, Manchester, Birmingham, Aberdeen, all pivotal to those outside the playoff places, and then it's crunch time at the O2, as normally is the case for the Premier League as well. Also taking place at the weekend was the PDC Austrian Darts Open and another maiden European Tour winner as well. The first for the Welshman, Johnny Clayton. We had Max Hopp in Germany the week before, winning his first European Tour title, and now we've had Johnny Clayton as well, and absolutely pivotal. It was an all-Wales final between him and Gerwyn Price. He prevailed 8-5 against Gerwyn Price in the final. Menza Sulovic looked like at one point he was going to win on his home ground in Austria as well, but Johnny Clayton stood him with a 7-6 win in the semi-finals. £25,000 went to the winner, which was Johnny Clayton as well. And just look what this puts him in line for now as well. As it stands, he could make the World Match Play, the World Grand Prix, the European Championship and the World Cup of Darts as well. He could be partnered with Gerwyn Price, no less, for Wales as well, as he's now ahead of Jamie Lewis in the race to do that. So it could be a World Cup place for Johnny Clayton, and he certainly loved that over the weekend. What a pivotal win, and what a fantastic run for Johnny Clayton as well. Congratulations to him as well. So we had the Premier League in Manchester on Thursday, then it's the PDC Players Championship in Wigan on Saturday and Sunday, 2 events there. The BDO, been struggling to find results for the BDO Estonian Open and the Estonian Masters. It was a Cat D event for the men's and the women, but we'll catch up with that next week as the results become available as well. You'd imagine not a lot of the bigger players would have gone as well, with it being a Cat D event. This weekend the BDO are in County, actually was it was a pivotal weekend, approaching the end of the BDO Inter-Counties Championship season now, British Inter-County. So all the county teams are looking to wrap up for the campaign, but certainly there are still a few twists and turns in those particular divisions as well. The French Open, the BDO French Open is sadly been cancelled as well. That was due to take place in August, but due to concerns over the host venue, the BDO French Open will not be taking place this year, and they'll look to do it again next year as well. Of course, the big one on the horizon, one of the big four for the BDO, is going to be May 30th to June the 4th, the BDO World Trophy. Obviously, Tungsten Tales having a really good presence there as well. Preston Guildhall, that's the new venue for the BDO World Trophy. That's something I think everyone's looking forward to, seeing the BDO World Trophy at the Preston Guildhall. But they have released a statement saying that no under 18s even are going to be allowed to play the qualifiers to make the event due to issues with the sponsors, really. I mean, I can imagine if the BDO have sponsors maybe of a gambling nature or something like that, it's probably not that ethical to have under 18s who, of course, are not entitled to gamble by law playing in the event. So you can sort of see why they've done that, but the BDO World Trophy is something certainly we'll be looking forward to in the long run, along with all the PDC action we can expect to see in the very near future as well. I'm Craig Birch, we look forward to seeing you again this time next week.